As humans grow, they develop personalities, things they do and or say that set them apart from others and make them unique. For some, it could be that they jump up and down randomly to show happiness. Or for others, it could be that they make a weird or random noise to convey a certain emotion. No two humans are alike. That's because they have different experiences and they've met different people that help mold them into the people that they've become. I know personally, I've had so many people that made a huge impact on my life and made me me. Namely, my mother, my father, and my twin sister. I'm going to start with my mother. So this sounds really cliche, but she's been supporting me since before I was even born. While we were still unborn, she made sure that my twin sister and I got enough nutrients and were as healthy as could be. She also went through 9 months of pregnancy and labor to make sure that she could have us. And then after that pregnancy and labor, she then supported us physically. She would make sure that we were clothed, make sure that we were fed, and that we were changed. And then she would also try her absolute hardest to make sure that we were as happy and as healthy as possible. But she also supported me emotionally as I grew older. One very clear example I remember is that when I was diagnosed, for context, I have had semi-frequent panic attacks since the 6th grade. I don't do well in large crowds. I panic whenever I hear screaming, and or when I can't control the panic, I panic more. In my freshman year of high school, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, and it's expected of having obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. My mother made sure to attend every appointment. She would talk to the doctor whenever I couldn't because anxiety had a hold of me. However, my mother did not do all of this alone. My father tends to show love through subtle or non-subtle actions. He taught me that you don't have to make a big grand gesture to show love or to make an impact on someone's day. For example, he does several small things that make my day. One instance being that whenever he makes grilled cheese for dinner, if he's the one cooking, he'll take some time to cut mine up because he knows it's harder for me to eat bigger foods. And it sounds really silly, but it just helps prove my statement that even the smallest of things can say so much more than the loudest screaming. He also teaches me that you have to sacrifice sometimes. Whenever he gets off from work, he usually just goes to his chair and takes a nap. However, he's begun skipping some of these nap times or postponing just to pick me up from work. For example, today, I got off at 5 and he made sure that he was here and that he was able at my work to come get me. I will remember this for a while. And now that we've discussed both my parents, there's one more person that I want to discuss, and that is my twin sister. She has been a constant my whole life. Whenever I was getting into trouble, she was right there beside me. She was the one who comforted me when I broke my arm and who would not sleep until I was back from the ER. She would call my mom, she would make sure that I was there, and she was the first person to sign the cast. And she's also taught me that you can be upset with someone and still support them. We fight constantly, more than our other siblings, possibly because we know each other the best. Let's go back to the night that I broke my arm. I remember that night, right before that, she had yelled at me to quiet down and lay down because she was tired. But of course, I'm her twin sister, so I didn't listen. The second I hit the floor and I yelled in pain, she was right beside me, and she was prepared to go upstairs and get our parents if I was still in pain. It really solidified for me that she would be there through thick and thin. So, in conclusion, the people you surround yourself with are the people who define you. They will give you experiences and lessons that will stick with you for the rest of your life. And don't get me wrong, there are so many people that have taught me valuable things and molded me to the person I am today. These are just 3 of them who stood out to me. Now I want you to ask yourself, who is it for you? Is it a parent, a grandparent, a sibling or a friend, maybe even an employer? Let them know how thankful you are for them. And thank them for all that you've done. Thank you for listening.